Hello and welcome to the corner. I'm the Frosted Glass. I'm joined by my fellow Alabaster Savages, not Jack Gunsky.
I got a bottle of cold medicine for you.
Filling in for Moonshock, we have Will Forge.
Hey, I'm a herpes factory. Come and do me.
Pterodine Mantis.
You guys can have the Tylenol. I'm sticking with the Tide Pods.
Sticking with the what?
Tide Pods.
Oh, yeah. And this week's special guest, Ranting Monkey. Come on, you can't drop out now.
I didn't. I just wanted to see how long you'd wait and ask again.
The weather's not that bad. Your starling should be fine.
Is this all a long-term plan to make me look crazy in front of everybody?
That doesn't take very much long term. That's the plan every weekend, isn't it?
Michigan J Monkey.
Yeah. Monkey is the dancing frog for you, Frosted.
All right. So how you guys been doing?
I am alright.
I'm wonderful. How you doing?
Pretty good.
I felt really awful, but then I drank a whole bottle of cold medicine, and now I feel great.
And
Right.
sadly, he's
No,
no longer pregnant, though.
Truth is, he still feels awful, but he feels awful in a good way.
Yeah.
All right, but there is good news, and that is we have a break in the case as far as why Charlie Kirk was killed.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Yes. There's a simpler explanation than politics for the killing of Charlie Kirk.
Really? This I gotta hear.
Although everyone wants to blame the other side, the real reason may be more personal and frankly even more tragic than that. Let's be honest,
No idea where this is going.
let's
Is their author?
Tim
I mean,
Wise.
it's Tim Wise. We've done articles from him before. He's fully retarded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, shall we? Since the murder of Charlie Kirk, we've all been more than a little too quick to assign blame. Not to the actual shooter, Tyler Robinson, who obviously bears responsibility, but to whoever comprises our political opposition. And so immediately, supporters of Kirk insisted the radical left had killed him, and that it was time for retaliation.
Hey, excuse me. Wait. No. I just said left. I didn't put any kind of adjective on that. Just the left. It's not the radical left. It's all of those fuckers.
That's true.
Radical is just implied.
Yeah, radical is from the 90s. We're not radical anymore.
Yeah. The tubular left.
Yeah.
Saying that calling them the radical left implies that there's moderate left, and that doesn't really exist anymore.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
No.
I think it's the same as the Muslims, where the extremists want to kill you and the moderates want the extremists to kill you.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is that what they say is that we're not all crazy like that, and then someone on the left does something crazy, and they're like, "Oh, who's that? They don't represent us."
Yeah.
Well, the thing I like to point out about the Muslims and everything is they have their book, they have their teachings and everything. The radicals are the ones that don't follow that, and you know what? They're the ones that are least likely to want you dead.
Fair point.
And that was time for retaliation, civil war, or even, in Stephen Miller's demented terms, the designation of the Democratic Party as a domestic extremist organization. Which would set up.
Fact check true.
You're right. He's right.
Shoe fits.
Which would set up the possibility of all but banning the only major opposition party in America. Almost as quickly, and armed with a healthy dose of wishful thinking, many of us on the left jumped to the exact opposite conclusion, deciding he must be a Nick Fuentes-inspired griper, who hated Kirk because he wasn't right-wing enough, and was too cozy with the Jews, whom Fuentes blames for pretty much everything.
Yeah, but that makes no sense. Like, I think it was Shu who pointed out that a Nick Fuentes fan isn't going to call Charlie Kirk a fascist.
Yeah.
Like,
They're going to call him like a commie or something.
I'm just going to remind you that this article started with the author saying we need to blame the shooter for the killing, and now is
and
attempting
also the
to,
right wing.
Yeah, and now he's attempting to blame the right wing.
Yeah.
And also, let's be fair, both the far left and the far right are arm in arm agreeing that it's probably the Jews.
That is true.
Yeah.
One thing I've learned over the years, that's the one thing the far left and far right can agree on, is that it's the Jews.
Well,
So in that case, which are you and Terry, far right or far left?
no, but there was that sketch years ago with Ryan Long where he was like, the far left and the Nazis agree on everything, and it's like I think we should divide society by race. So do I.
Yes.
Yeah. That's, okay. But after looking at the evidence we have so far, I'm pretty convinced that everyone's interpretation of Tyler Robinson is wrong, and this horrific murder was less about politics than deeply felt personal passions.
Oh shit.
We're gonna get like the Attica speech, aren't we?
First, it seems apparent that even with a reading of his views most generous to MAGA, Robinson wasn't someone steeped in left political thought. So whatever nascent sympathies he may have had in that direction were shallow and ill-formed.
All leftist thinking is shallow and ill-formed.
There are only 3 pieces of possible evidence suggesting that Robinson was of the left, and they're all pretty thin gruel. They are
his boyfriend.
They are 1, the engravings on the bullet casings. 2, a vague
It's pretty
comment.
strong evidence just on its own.
Right.
Yeah.
2, a vague comment from a family member that he had been moving left and becoming more pro-gay and trans rights oriented. And 3, his text to his partner in which he said that he had done it because he had had enough of Kirk's hatred, adding that some hate can't be negotiated out.
What about the whole gay trans boyfriend thing? Is that evidence? That maybe the guy with the gay trans boyfriend isn't a conservative? Is that possible?
Stop trying to change the subject, Jack.
And if he's talking about Charlie hating anybody and spreading hatred, he obviously did not hear. He did not listen to anything that Charlie actually said. He only listened to what leftist media and leftist politicians told you Charlie said.
Not necessarily, because remember, Charlie did speak out against trans stuff, and not saying, hey, you can't be a trans adult, but anything against the trans movement is hatred against trans. So like,
of course.
You shouldn't cut off children's balls. You hate trans people.
If they're cutting off kids' balls, then yes, I do.
Yeah, me too.
And you shouldn't be touching children. You hate trans people.
Yep.
Yeah. Funny how that's connected.
But it is still that comes from the leftist interpretation of if you don't agree with us, then what you said was hateful.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you have 2 sides, one is, like, pro cutting off kids' balls, and the other is, some far-right extremists who are not for cutting off kids' balls, then, the only way for you to be against cutting off kids' balls is to join the extremists. Mm-hmm. So is that what they really want? Let's examine each one.
I think in their minds, people will be more opposed to becoming far right. So they'll be like, I guess I've got to endorse the ball chopping. I've got no choice.
Let's examine each one individually. The engravings are, as we've heard by now, online memes common in the gaming community. The "Hey Fascist Catch" and Bella Ciao references, though interpreted as left/Antifa things, are also ubiquitous in gamer spaces, and related to... They're ubiquitous.
I'm in tons of gamer spaces. I've yet to see "Hey Fascist Catch."
Well, you're not in the right gamer spaces.
Apparently not.
And related to one particular game he liked called Helldivers 2. Yes, they're also common in Griper spaces, and I'll address that below. However, they're common among...
They're also popular in lefty spaces.
I don't
That's a
see how
hate
that's...
crime.
I don't see how that's relevant, Monkey.
Okay.
However, they're common among many young men, unrelated to their political views, often shared for reasons of personal amusement or irony, or merely to signal that one speaks the lingo of the terminally online. In this case, Robinson seemed excited at the possibility that the news might actually repeat one of them on television. In his text to his partner when he was confessing what he had done, he said that the engravings are mostly a big meme, and that if Fox News repeated the one about notice his bulges, he might have a stroke. That's some extremely...
What kind of stroke? That's an important question.
Yeah. That's some extremely online guy stuff, where inside jokes and the lulz are as important as anything else. So honestly, the casings aren't very helpful in discerning Robinson's motive.
Yeah, it was just a prank, bro.
The idea that he was deeply attuned to anti-fascist politics, such that he would have had some meaningful awareness of the origins of Bella Ciao, for instance, as an Italian anti-fascist anthem, rather than simply as a line repeated by gamers on Discord, seems like a stretch. After all, there is no other note, manifesto, or evidence of his spending time on left-wing websites, which if he had been, we'd have surely heard about it by now.
No, we wouldn't have.
Yeah, they hide that in the little thing of can't comment on an ongoing investigation.
Yeah, that shit comes out at trial.
Yeah.
Where he might have been steeped in left or anti-fascist thought. As for the comments from his family, those should probably be taken with a grain of salt. First, to a deeply conservative family.
Yeah, this guy knows the kid way better than the family does.
It's amazing. It's almost as though all of this evidence can be totally written off because I don't like it.
Well, that's exactly why it's written off.
To a deeply conservative family, which Robinson's apparently was, Tyler's moving left could be anything that wasn't in keeping with a strict allegiance to Republican Party values.
Oh,
God. It's highly subjective. Second,
they're not really going to start trying to pretend that the right is the one that gatekeeps so hard, are they?
Second, that Robinson was becoming more liberal on Libs issues doesn't speak to a larger worldview, and is just as possibly related to his feelings for his romantic partner, who is reported to be trans, as it is to some larger ideological disposition. It could be comparable to a white husband with a Latina immigrant wife taking offense at the disturbingly authoritarian way in which ICE has been ripping families apart, all while maintaining a general political disposition that was more conservative. Which, as many news items have attested, has been happening quite a bit, with even magnified Trumpers being deeply disturbed by ICE raids that strike at people like their own family, but refusing to turn on the president.
See, I agree with, I think it was Tom Homan. He had a great solution for the whole ripping families apart, just to put them together.
Yeah.
Well, they did that, and then the news said, Trump is deporting 4-year-olds.
Oh, we've got,
They shouldn't have been.
looks like we've got Satsu in chat,
Huh?
Hey,
Yes,
Satsu, what's up, bud?
under his let him cook, you know.
Oh, that's him. That's good. Okay.
Yeah. He's a man of many names. Anyway, the point is, we have no clue about Robinson's views on any of the other issues that comprise the right-left divide, because he seems to have left no trail of such views behind, and even his family, which says he had been moving left,
God.
admits he rarely, if ever, talked politics.
Oh my God.
You don't have to be oh, God. Fuck. You don't have to be a policy wonk to be a left-wing lunatic when so much of it is the LGBTQ plus bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
That is radical. Oh God, who is this guy? Because he needs.
His name is Tim Wise.
He needs
He's not-
non-violent things to happen to his nutsack.
Tim Wise does not live up to his surname.
All
All
right.
He needs violent but not permanently injurious stuff to happen to his nutsack.
That leaves the issue of Kirk spreading hate and Robinson being unable to stand it anymore. On the one hand, I do think this is enough to indicate he wasn't a griper. I'll have more to say about that below, but suffice to say, Fuentes' boys would not have been bothered by that aspect of Kirk's persona. If anything, they would have only been upset that he wasn't spreading hate fast enough and wasn't sufficiently targeting Jews.
That sounds about right.
Right, unless you know Fuentes, because I mean that group seems to like their furry lady boys.
Oh, I just meant the Jew hate.
The Jew hate's spot on, yeah.
However, this isn't enough to say he was of the left, and for all the same reasons mentioned above, there's no evidence of a sincerely held left philosophy, or Robinson's involvement with left-wing groups, even online, let alone IRL. According to neighbors and friends, he and his partner pretty much gamed all the time or played music. That's about it.
What a bastard. He played games and listened to music? Oh.
Yeah.
Geraldo was right. It was because of Halo.
You know who else played games? Kyle Rittenhouse.
Oh, no.
There is another...
Four doors, more whores.
There is another interpretation of the Charlie Kirk was spreading hate, and I can't stand that stuff, though. But before explaining it, let me dispense with the griper argument. Just because we on the left would love for this whole thing to be evidence of some internecine, I don't know, warfare on the right, doesn't mean there is actually any reason to believe it is. We could probably skip the he's not a griper part.
I mean, I guess I can give him a little bit of, sorry guys, I'm sinuses, my throat is fucked up. I can give him a little bit of credit, at least because he did do that. But I know it wasn't the Goipers, guys. It was just a random act of violence.
So that brings us to my explanation, which is simpler, less exciting politically for anyone.
Wait, this guy is going to be a simpleton? I'm shocked.
For anyone seeking to blame the killing on their political adversaries, in many ways more tragic than either of those others. I think his actions were deeply personal, freaking can't talk, personal to him and only marginally political. When Robinson said he couldn't stand Kirk spreading hate, it sounds to me like a very simple and personal feeling of pain and grievance, more than a political one. And likely because his partner was apparently trans or non-binary, and Kirk was incredibly hateful to everyone in the LGBTQ community.
He really wasn't.
Yeah.
He's been, like, from the clips I've seen, he's made it clear he doesn't support the lifestyle, but he's also said, you know, welcome to the conservative movement. I'm sure we agree on lots of other things.
Has anyone who has met Charlie Kirk personally said anything negative about him at all?
No.
Not that I've seen.
No.
Because even the leftists that have met him are like, he's such a nice guy. They cry their shit.
No, he wants gays to be stoned and all that, remember?
Yeah.
And yes, Annalyn, I do stream for about 5 years now. Okay. Based on the tenderness of some of Robinson's texts to his partner, like one in which he calls to that partner "my love," I suspect Robinson was deeply infatuated with someone who was likely his first real relationship. And because of Kirk's awful comments about trans folks, Robinson may have felt as though he needed to do something in defense of this person he loved. to be something of a white knight, stepping into history to defend his partner and others in the trans and non-binary community whom he felt correctly were under attack, and specifically from Charlie Kirk. It's
Okay,
twisted.
Can't imagine where he'd get an idea like that.
I have 4 kids that I love with all my heart. You can say absolutely anything negative about them that you want to. I'm not going to murder you for it. Now you go and lay a finger on them. Well, I'll figure out alibi and body disposal after the fact. But if it's just words, talk away.
Just gonna say, Gary Plauché did nothing wrong. Just,
Yeah. I
As
just
an,
looked at Keith in chat who says, didn't he also say that some innocent people need to die to keep the Second Amendment?
No,
He basically said it's worth the risk to protect the freedoms in the same way that, like, having cars is a risk to human life, but you don't ban cars. It is an acceptable risk to have cars in society the same way it's an acceptable risk to have guns in society.
yeah, it's a misquote of Kirk to say he said people needed to die. He said it's gonna happen just because freedom exists.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah,
no,
as,
he said people need to die. No, he didn't. Stop saying
the-
stupid shit.
the civil rights lawyer says freedom is scary. Deal with it. He was, and he actually compared it to having cars because
He did.
all these people die in car accidents every year, but we don't ban cars. We consider that as bad as that loss of life is, it's a small price to pay comparatively for the freedom.
Yeah, it's
And
a
also-
necessary risk to take.
And also, I might be misremembering it, but I saw the clip where he says that, and doesn't he say, like he does the, oh, it's worth it to have some people die to have the Second Amendment, and then, like, says a couple more things, then he says, like, nobody talks like that. So, like, he was... So the thing he was saying was, like, not what he actually thinks, but just, what they think people like him think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I don't know if
I've watched the full clip a few times, and I don't. There was some stuff where he said nobody talks like that, but it wasn't it wasn't exactly to apply to the hey, it's worth some loss of life. He actually did, in the context, say that he believed that essentially the price of liberty is worth having liberty. You can't get. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step there, but what he was saying when he said nobody talks like this is he's saying this is the part nobody ever acknowledges, is that this is something that does happen. If you're gonna have guns, people are gonna get killed with them. They're gonna get murdered with them. He wasn't saying it that he didn't actually believe that. He was just saying, hey guys, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Sometimes shit's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I mean-
he made it clear that it's a terrible thing. It's regrettable. It's it's not a desirable outcome to have people murdered with guns. But if you're going to have liberty, there's going to be if you're going to have freedom, there's going to be some loss of life because of it.
Yeah, I mean, you basically have a spectrum where it's like one side is freedom, the other side is safety, and you got to find the sweet spot, on that spectrum.
Except that's a false dichotomy because there is no safety in the lack of freedom.
This conversation is on the spectrum.
But like with cars, I mean, we put seatbelts in them, we put airbags in them. You're never going to get rid of all auto deaths, but you do try to minimize. That's why we don't let crazy people have guns. I'm sorry, what was that?
I said you mitigate the risk, but you can't eliminate it.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's
So, Keith, in the context, he said that the solution to rape isn't murder.
Yeah.
yeah.
You don't say you don't solve having a victim of rape by murdering one of the victims of rape.
Yeah, exactly.
And I like that the author says, like, Okay, so yeah, he says, all right, yeah, the killer wanted to white knight, stepping in history to defend his partner and others, and the trans and non-binary who felt correctly were under attack, and specifically from Charlie Kirk. It's twisted and wrong, obviously, but you just said correctly.
Hang on. Right.
You just said they were correctly under threat, so wouldn't it be justifiable to you?
Well, no, because they always, well, not always now, they're like, but violence is never the answer. I disagree with this somewhat. If me and my wife are in public and somebody starts insulting her, violence is going to happen. I'm not going to shoot that person. I start with slapping them instead of shooting them in the jugular. That's all. You can still be a white knight without murdering people.
Yeah.
That's how we used to do it. Somebody insulted your woman, you popped them in the mouth. Nobody died.
It's twisted and wrong, obviously, but imagine you're this young man in love with someone who personally and whose community is being demeaned, and you don't have any constructive outlet for your anger about that.
I'm sorry. We live in a society where most of us are heterosexual, and we're told women are oppressed constantly, and we're not all out there shooting people. Their own logic doesn't make sense.
Has it ever?
No.
Now that you say that, leftist logic is kind of weird.
You just said leftist in logic. That's oxymoron.
That is, yes.
And you don't have any constructive outlet for your anger about that because you aren't connected to progressive groups who might have helped you channel your rage into real and collective political action. The kind that basically defines progressive and left politics.
That's exactly what he did.
Say, you want to know a good outlet for your anger? Pull up a video game and kill some pixels.
No, he didn't know enough leftists online who are known for calming people down and channeling their rage into something constructive.
Mostly peaceful barbecues of people's businesses.
Yeah.
So, unlike the student who was asking Kirk the question when he got shot, and who was a creator in training for the liberal influencer Unfuck America tour, I don't know how that's relevant, you don't have a connection to people who can steer you in a more constructive direction, presuming you want to fight transphobia or Turning Point USA, because you quit college after one semester, thereby depriving you of the chance to possibly make friends who could have shaped your nascent politics or social views into something healthier and more meaningful. Meanwhile, you have those videos of interviewing college students all saying that they're glad he's dead.
Say, if you're being critical of Kirk's level of education because he didn't finish college, remember that he went to colleges to discuss and debate with college-educated kids the products of this education, and I never saw him come out on the short end of the stick on that.
And one of the videos where they like interview college students, it's like, hey, that's my alma mater. Oh no.
It happens more with time. As someone who attended UNH, it happens more with time.
Okay. In that situation, feeling aggrieved for your partner, you might think that violence was a way to show your love, which is sick and evil, but also quite possible. This means it could have ended up being, in his mind, a bizarrely romantic gesture, only marginally connected to any broader understanding of progressive issues or anything particularly political.
I'm just going to pause a moment to point out that the author just said that his love that he wanted to show was sick and evil.
I mean, we're talking trans furries here. All right.
True.
None of this should be confused with me saying that Robinson was influenced by his partner, or by whatever Trump is calling radical gender ideology. Loving a trans...
Whatever it is.
Whatever that happens to be, that mythical thing.
Yeah.
Loving a trans or non-binary person is not ideological, or at least it shouldn't be, and wouldn't be in a less hateful age. It's personal, just like loving anyone is personal. Unless one takes the view that accepting the very existence of trans people makes one radical, there would be nothing intrinsically political about Robinson's romantic life. But the fact he did feel love for someone he knew was under attack means he might have opted to do the one thing he knew how to do, having been trained with firearms since he was quite young.
Nobody taught him how to talk?
Yeah, he was like Lenny from Of Mice and Men, you know.
The one thing he knew how to do was murder. That's the sum of his 22 years.
He didn't last long in debate club.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
I
Well,
know
you see, he got kicked out of debate club for not being able to talk, and he's left with just murder.
He kept shooting people, and they were like, this is a problem.
I know this possibility won't be satisfying to people who want so badly for this to be about simple right-left blame. However, I think a more personal motivation, rooted in his feelings for his partner, makes a lot more sense, barring any new information we haven't seen.
Okay. For argument's sake, let's say that this author is right? He did this to prove his love. Have you guys seen the text messages he sent to his boyfriend afterwards? The boyfriend's like, wait, you're kidding, right? You didn't actually kill this guy. He's like, no, I totally did. It's so fucking cool. I'm barely paraphrasing.
Yeah.
Even if that's true, if it's just he just loved him so much, the ideology that pushes that Charlie Kirk was a danger, we just heard it in that article over and over and over about how hateful and hurtful and trying to erase their existence. That all comes from the left still. They're the ones putting those ideas into people's heads.
Yeah, because the far right would be like, oh, Kirk's like a pussy, and just normies would be like, who's Charlie Kirk?
No, look, all the left did was say that you should kill Nazis and that everyone they don't like is a Nazi. How is that problematic?
Yeah.
Something has to be done. Someone has to do it. We don't know what that means, though.
No. It's like 8647 totally refers to impeaching him.
Yeah, nobody knows what the hell that actually meant. No.
No.
All right. Yep, this will be a mystery for the ages. If only there was some evidence what his political leanings were. All right. Well,
The world will never know.
Well, with the end of the first article comes the first game, and that is Sad Libs Double Prompt Edition, where I give you 4 headlines from Medium, take out 2 words, and you guys fill in those words Mad Lib style, and the chat votes on which one is best. All right, so Jack, I need a type of person plural.
Trannies.
Yeah, I should have seen that coming.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to keep on theme. Thematic consistency, Frosted.
I was literally going to use that for mine if no one else got there first. So yeah, this is like the obvious choice.
All right, Will, I need a transitive verb.
Well, and keeping it topical, shoot.
Okay, Terry, I need a type of person.
It's going to be tangential to Gunsky's, but faggot.
All right, Monkey, I need a female person.
Oh. Sydney Sweeney. Everybody forgot about her, but them titties still real.
Yeah.
I seem to recall hearing that she has good genes. Is that the person I'm thinking of?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Good
let's see.
Aryan genes.
Terry, give me a transitive verb.
Right.
All right. Monkey, give me a specific place.
Your mom's vagina.
Yeah. So should I put my mom's vagina or?
Yes.
Frosted's mom's vagina.
There you go. Yeah.
That's pretty specific.
Okay. It's
Vagina.
Vagina.
Jada. All right. Jack, I need a thing plural.
Let's go for the Richard Gere and do hamsters.
I thought those were gerbils.
Oh,
Same
were they? I don't. Who fucking knows?
I have an encyclopedic knowledge of things that have been up celebrities' asses. Right. They're mostly penises. All right. And Will, give me a past tense transitive verb.
It punched.
Okay.
Actually,
my
no, slapped.
All right. And
Let's admit.
my mom is doing all right, thanks, Keith. Okay, so let's see. Jax.
Just hopping along, eh?
Yep. One step at a time. What if the trannies you're afraid of are really the family you rape? Alright, it's Will's. Finally, an election without a candidate who voted to shoot Frosted's mom's vagina.
I would vote for that person.
Alright, let's see. Terry's. If you're a faggot, you owe your hamsters to Jews. Yeah. And monkeys. Sydney Sweeney wants to be slapped. Don't give her the satisfaction.
I am so glad she said to slapped.
Alright. And I'll start a poll so chat can vote which is best.
I don't know,
Man's
maybe,
squash. So
maybe
not
they-
Lemmy Winks, but Lemmy Winkstein.
maybe these are funny, but for whatever reason, I'm not feeling it tonight.
Yeah, no, I
Oh.
wasn't impressed with them.
Owing your hamsters to the Jews is that's a winner.
They have a pouch of hamsters around their necks.
And a pouch of fake hamsters to throw people off.
Well, they'll get the pouch of hamsters around their necks and then a pouch of gerbils to throw off the goyim.
Yeah, let's see. Monkey's in the lead. And also we have 72 viewers. But only
Nice.
40 likes.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay. Obligatory dislike submitted.
What's wrong with you people?
Why aren't I 50 points ahead, you might ask?
That's not a very good question.
Xenophobic, homophobic.
Islamophobic, you name it.
Phobic.
Yeah. Well, I think I can end that one there. So it looks like Monkey wins with 41%, 42%.
That's it.
Now everyone go out and slap Sydney Sweeney.
Now we have to have a runoff election.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm political.
We know.
All right. Now for our next article. You know what's really overrated?
Balls.
This show.
Well, true, but also freedom.
Ah.
God.
Okay, it's just, let's tell the author to get bent right now.
For those of
maybe,
you watching,
maybe they're talking about the furniture store.
for those of you watching who aren't aware, Frosted saves shit like this just to piss me off.
That's true, he does.
Would I do
I-
something like that?
Yes, you
I-
would. You've admitted it before.
I tell people every single stream that Frosted is an evil genius, and yet people don't listen.
When freedom lost its virtue, how we perverted liberty's purpose.
What? Mm.
The
Okay,
dangerous
um,
the dangerous delusion that freedom itself is the goal.
That is the goal.
Okay,
used-
so he needs to get bent and then pegged with a sandpaper dildo.
I used to believe that freedom was sacred simply because it was freedom. This wasn't just philosophical posturing, it was personal conviction, born from watching politicians make decisions about my life that I believed should have been mine alone. When New York banned large sodas in 2012, I seethed. When cities banned plastic bags, I bristled. I didn't want Michelle Obama telling me what I could eat in high school, and I certainly didn't want politicians determining how much Coke I could consume in a single setting. My
I'm
version
still with all of those things. What's the problem?
He's obviously consuming a lot of Coke in a single
Way
setting,
too much.
not Coca-Cola.
Yeah. My version of freedom, dressed up though it was with appeals to the founders and classical liberal philosophy, boiled down to something embarrassingly simple. I just wanted to do what I wanted, when I wanted, without anyone telling me otherwise. I wanted to be left alone to make my own choices, regardless of how
Wow.
trivial or self-destructive they might be.
How dangerous of you.
Freedom was the thing itself, the ultimate good that demanded protection from any interference. But I was wrong.
Oh, of course you are.
Did you really ever believe these things, or are you just full of shit?
Yes.
Watching the return to the land controversy unfold allowed me to reflect on an uncomfortable reality. The freedom I had defended so vigorously could just as easily be used to build racial fortresses as to advance righteous ends. The same principle that protected my right to supersized drinks also protected the right of white separatists to exclude their neighbors based on skin color.
Oh my
See,
god.
I don't have a problem
Wait,
with that. You should be
why
allowed
do
to do what you want.
Why do they always go to white separatists? It also allows black separatists to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this not like the world's biggest, most blatant false equivalency you've ever heard in your life?
No, but I think if you don't want to hang around with a certain group of people, you should have the right not to associate with them if you don't want to. I don't have a problem.
Well, yeah.
If you want a large Coke, you basically like segregation.
Yeah. What a stupid thing to say, honestly. I mean, look, even regardless of where you agree or disagree on either of these things, the association is just stupid.
So what exactly makes freedom valuable? The answer isn't that freedom is inherently good. Freedom is valuable because it's the tool we use to pursue righteous ends.
What?
It's the
insane.
it's the means, not the end. The hammer, not the house. And like any tool, its worth depends entirely on what you build with it. America's greatest moments didn't celebrate freedom as an abstract concept, but as an instrument for achieving justice and human dignity.
What?
The stories that define our national character aren't about the right to be left alone, but about the courage to use liberty in service of something greater. Consider the abolition of slavery. Not just the legal end of bondage, but the decades of activism that preceded it. Frederick Douglass didn't champion freedom of speech as an end in itself, but as the means to expose the horror of human bondage. Harriet Tubman didn't risk her life for the abstract concept of liberty, but to lead specific people to specific places where they could build specific lives of dignity. The Seneca Falls Convention of 1848 wasn't about women's abstract right to assemble, but about using that right to demand political participation that would allow them to shape their communities. When Elizabeth Cady Stanton declared that all men and women are created equal, she was employing her freedom of expression as a tool to achieve substantive equality.
What the hell is wrong with this person?
They're an academic.
That's it. Yeah.
The pilgrims who fled religious... Huh?
I was going to say he's retarded, but Monkey's already covered that base, so...
Yeah, that would just be redundant.
Yeah. The pilgrims who fled religious persecution weren't pursuing freedom of religion as a philosophical concept.
Yes, they were.
No, it says right there that they weren't, Monkey. But seeking the practical ability to worship according to their conscience and raise their children in their faith. Their goal wasn't maximum individual autonomy, but the freedom to build communities aligned with their deepest convictions about God and human purpose. Even economic freedom served higher ends. The Homestead Act of 1862 didn't just give people property rights, it gave them the opportunity to build something lasting. Families moved west not for the abstract joy of ownership, but for the concrete possibility of creating productive farms, stable communities, and better lives for their children. The trial of John Peter Zenger in 1735 established crucial precedents for press freedom. But Zenger wasn't fighting for the right to say whatever he wanted. He was using his printing press to expose government corruption and hold powerful officials accountable to the people they served. In each case, freedom was the vehicle, not the destination. It enabled the abolition of slavery, the enfranchisement of women, the establishment of religious communities, the creation of economic opportunity, and the accountability of government. Freedom was sacred because of what it made possible, not because of what it was. The Great Inversion. Something fundamental shifted in how we think about freedom over the past several decades.
Nope, not for me.
Instead of asking freedom for what, we started asking freedom from what. Instead of viewing liberty as a tool for building flourishing communities.
Freedom is definitionally from what?
No, it's for what?
You don't have a freedom to anything. You have freedoms from things, from oppression. That's the point.
Yeah, like when you're given the right to free speech, they say, okay, now what are you going to do with it? All right. Instead of viewing liberty as a tool for building flourishing communities, we began treating it as an end in itself, often defending even its most destructive applications, simply because they were exercises of freedom. This inversion shows up everywhere in our contemporary political discourse. We've created a bizarre situation where defending the right to spread medical misinformation during a pandemic gets treated as a noble defense of liberty, while questioning whether such freedom actually serves human flourishing gets dismissed as tyranny.
I'm sorry, when was this written?
This August.
Because a lot of what was called medical misinformation has been confirmed as being right.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, just dropped a link for if you want a picture of the retard.
Oh yeah, that's That's definitely the last thing several women have seen in their lifetime.
I don't know. I was thinking it's the last thing some boys have seen in their lifetime.
Why not both?
It's possible.
I've seen that dude before. Why do I know his face? What's his name?
Anthony Palmer.
Palmer. I know him from somewhere. I think I've called him a couple of choice words on Twitter before.
Yeah.
I know Robert Palmer.
Yeah.
I know Robert Paulson.
Why? What was his name?
His name was Robert Paulson. Okay. We've elevated the process over the purpose, the means over the ends. Cancel culture debates perfectly illustrate this warped thinking. Both sides often argue as if freedom of speech is valuable simply because it's freedom of speech, rather than because it serves crucial functions in a democratic society. The result is
If you're
endless.
not saying the things that I want you to say, should you really be saying them?
Yeah. If they don't serve a specific purpose in a democratic society, then you don't have it. The result is endless arguments about who has the right to say what, with almost no discussion of what kinds of speech actually advance truth, justice, or human flourishing. On the
Who
right,
gets to decide what advances? What was it? Gay, gayer, and gayest?
truth, justice, and human flourishing.
Human flourishing. Yeah, who gets to decide that?
He does, the guy writing the article.
Yeah. That's how you have freedom. You have someone overruling how, everything is done.
Yeah.
And who has what rights. On the right, we see this in the form of an almost libertarian absolutism that treats any government regulation, no matter how reasonable or necessary, as an assault on freedom.
Because it is.
The fact that cell phone
As Matt Christensen says, the solution to bad ideas isn't stifling bad ideas, it's good ideas. Solution to bad speech is more speech.
Nah. The fact that cell phone driving bans reduce traffic accidents becomes irrelevant. What matters is that they represent government interference with individual choice. On the left, we see it in the expansion of rights language to cover increasingly trivial preferences, treating every personal desire as if it were a fundamental liberty deserving constitutional protection. The distinction between essential freedoms and mere preferences gets lost in the cascade of rights claims that ultimately trivialize the concept of rights itself.
What? How
You
so?
heard him.
I'm so curious.
Both approaches share the same fundamental error. They treat freedom as self-justifying, rather than as a means to achieve worthwhile ends.
Freedom is self-justifying.
I mean, wouldn't you be able to achieve good things without freedom? Why do you need freedom to achieve them? You could have a dictator say that women have the right to vote.
The
Not
thing,
a good one.
The thing is getting good results from an environment that lacks freedom is despite the lack of freedom, not because of the lack of freedom. You get to the it's for that system, it's a bug, not a feature.
Hey, hold on. I think I'm starting to side with him because, women being able to vote is not an end in itself. If it's not used for productive means, then
Fair.
we shouldn't have it, and it's not being used for productively. I think we should get rid of it.
Subscribe to your newsletter.
Huh?
I find your ideas intriguing and I wish to subscribe to your newsletter.
The founders understood something we've forgotten. Freedom without virtue is dangerous. They didn't just
What?
proclaim...
Freedom is dangerous.
Freedom was
people.
the virtue, you fucking asshole.
I think this guy knows a little more about the founding fathers than you, monkey, okay?
Probably. He probably read a book.
They didn't...
But the problem is he wrote the book that he read.
He got it from Rome Girl, but he read it.
He saw Hamilton twice. All right. They didn't just proclaim that all men are created equal. They insisted that self-governance requires citizens capable of governing themselves. They recognized that liberty could only survive in a society where people use their freedom responsibly.
Yeah, and their answer for if it didn't go well was fucking revolution, war.
If you
Tramping everybody's rights so that they get in line with what you're supposed to do.
the whole point of freedom is to allow for the possibility of irresponsibility. If
Yes.
you are expecting everyone to be responsible with their freedom, that is antithetical. You can't, it's not freedom.
Well, the idea is that freedom itself will make you be responsible because you're responsible for yourself now. Instead of mommy government taking care of you, you need to go plant the fucking crops.
Not freedom, it's only good if you use it for a good thing.
You know what pisses me off most about this article? It's not even his misunderstanding of freedom. It's how fucking cowardly it is. This is such a pussy ass way to view life. Oh my God, I need everybody to do things how I need it done. Otherwise, freedom just isn't worth it. You are a pussy, sir.
If freedom results in something I don't like, then freedom is not good. This wasn't abstract moralizing. It was practical wisdom based on centuries of political experience. Societies that prioritize freedom without corresponding emphasis on responsibility and virtue inevitably slide toward either anarchy or tyranny. Freedom
the corresponding emphasis on responsibility and virtue is freedom is the virtue. Your responsibility in that freedom is, okay, are you going to be, are you going to behave yourself, or are you going to be a bad person, which is going to face some consequences for your actions? But you got the freedom to choose either one of those.
Freedom becomes license. License becomes chaos, and chaos demands order, often imposed by force. We see this dynamic playing out in real time. When freedom becomes divorced from responsibility, we get neighbors who insist on their right to feed stray animals while ignoring the rats it attracts. We get people who demand their right to speak without considering whether their words contribute to truth or sow confusion. We get communities that prioritize individual autonomy over collective flourishing. He really loves the word flourishing,
The
doesn't
horror. Individual autonomy.
I think he interned at a florist
he?
or greenhouse.
The result isn't more freedom, it's less. When people use their liberty irresponsibly, society eventually restricts everyone's liberty to prevent the chaos that irresponsible freedom creates.
Because cowards like you insist the government stop that thing.
I now see my younger self's obsession with soda sizes and cell phone driving bans for what it was. A fundamental misunderstanding of what makes freedom precious. I was defending the shell while ignoring the substance. Protecting the form while abandoning the purpose. This isn't just my story, though. It's the story of American political culture over the past generation. We've become so focused on defending our rights that we've forgotten why those rights matter. We've become so committed to individual autonomy that we've lost sight of the common good, that individual freedom is supposed to serve. The tragic irony is that by treating freedom as an end in itself, we've actually weakened the conditions that make meaningful freedom possible. A society where everyone demands maximum individual autonomy.
I'm just laughing at this because you cannot argue that right now we're like freer than in 1781 when the Constitution is passed. The more that they've restricted rights, the more issues we've had. And he's like, it's freedom that's the problem.
Well, no, they had too much freedom, and that led to less freedom. And now we also have too much freedom.
Because cowardly pussies like him, when something bad happened, quick, make sure it never happens again.
Well, it all comes down to the Thomas Sowell saying, "Show me the evidence." If restricting freedoms is so wonderful and does so many things for society, show me the evidence. Because last I checked, every single society with the most severe restrictions on personal freedoms, they didn't end up so well. Bad things happened.
My approach would just be, okay, you first. If you think freedom is so bad, sacrifice your own. And if it ends up, it makes you flourish, to use his favorite word, then awesome. Maybe it is a good idea for everyone else. But you take the lead. You give up your freedoms first.
It just reminds me of a reaction video that Dr. Rantimer did to the Jordan Peterson interview with the lady, the one that spawned the lobster meme.
Ramen Head?
Kathy Newman.
Yeah. And she said, why does your freedom of speech trump someone else's freedom not to be offended?
Because the second one doesn't exist.
Yeah. And Rantimer response was, that question offends me, you can't ask it.
Yeah, there you go.
Which is just a really good reply.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. A society where everyone demands maximum individual autonomy without corresponding responsibility becomes a society where no one can actually flourish.
Why does he think that there is no responsibility in a system of freedom?
Because that's what they're doing in our society, is getting rid of responsibility. And now it's like, well, we got to get rid of freedom.
Real freedom, the kind worth defending, requires us to ask hard questions about what we're using our liberty to build. It demands that we distinguish. No, it does. It says right there. It demands that we distinguish between freedoms that strengthen communities and freedoms that weaken them. It insists that we consider not
make that
just
distinction. You're not talking about freedom, dickhead.
Also, doesn't this mean you can only judge what freedom you should have in retrospect?
Yes.
You can, you'll have to wait and to see if it had a good outcome. And if it did, then you have that freedom.
No, because he knows in advance, because whatever he values, that's where the freedom is going to be greatest and where it should be. Yeah. I get your question, and logically, that's a great question. And yeah, logically, you can only find out after the fact. But in his world, he already knows what's best.
Yes.
I think you're right.
Luckily, he's omniscient.
Right. Yes.
Well, I mean, it's sure it's outcome based, but there's the catch. There is, it's got to be what he thinks the best application of freedom is, and if you don't get the results that he wants, that just means you did it wrong.
It insists that we consider not just whether we have the right to do something, but whether doing it actually serves human flourishing.
He does like that word.
Yes. Get a thesaurus, okay?
Wait a moment. Somebody check Urban Dictionary. Is that what they're calling it these days?
He certainly has an appreciation for that particular rhetorical flourish.
Yes.
The price of clarity. This perspective comes with costs. It means giving up the comfortable simplicity of treating all freedoms as equally valuable. It means making difficult judgments about which exercises of liberty deserve protection and which deserve criticism. It means accepting
they all deserve criticism, you idiot.
It means accepting that sometimes the responsible use of freedom requires restraint rather than expression.
I'm sorry. Freedom requires restraint. He wrote that.
Yes.
All right.
All exercises of liberty do deserve criticism, and all exercises of liberty, well, most of them, deserve protection. But I say most of them because exercises of liberty that actually harm other people, as in my freedom to swing my arms stops when it comes to hitting, when I hit your nose kind of thing.
Well, look at his two examples that he's given of when he thought freedoms were so horribly violated. It was drinking soda and driving while texting. One of those only affects you. The other one could get a family of 4 killed.
Mm-hmm. Which also happens to be during the exercise of an actual privilege. Not a right. Driving is not a right. It's a privilege. Yeah, traveling is a right. Moving around the country is a right. Driving on the roads is a privilege.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what that means? They can restrict and regulate it. They can say who can drive. They can say how you drive. They can say how fast you drive, what you do while you're driving. They can regulate all of that.
And to have a society, you do need to have laws, which by definition are a restriction of freedom. Nobody's arguing for anarchy except for those fat chicks dressed in black in Portland.
But to borrow from our friend Mitch, those laws which say, while they do restrict some things, they are not automatically an application of tyranny.
No.
You have to have laws to have a structured society. That does not mean that all laws are tyranny. You have laws to protect liberty.
You have laws that protect. This is the whole my freedom ends where your freedom begins. There has to be something to keep that in place. That's what laws are for. Taking that from you offended me with your words, therefore you shouldn't say them, that is not what any of the founders will be rolling their fucking graves reading this stupid shit.
Also,
I think this person never listened to what some of the founding fathers said about each other.
No shit.
Also, they say that some freedoms deserve criticism. What if the freedom to give criticism doesn't serve the common good, so you can't give criticism?
Yeah, this guy should just move to North Korea and get it over with.
Okay. But the alternative, continuing to treat freedom as self-justifying, leads to the kind of society we're becoming. One where people use their liberty to build walls instead of bridges, to exclude rather than include, to tear down rather than to build up. Alright, so basically freedom is when good happens.
What he decides is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is an important distinction.
Well, I mean, given that he is the arbiter of morality, I don't really
Indeed.
see that as a distinction.
Or you could just have the adult interpretation that freedom sometimes will lead to things you like and sometimes lead to things you don't like. I still believe deeply in freedom, but
No, you don't. You lying prick.
But I no longer believe that all exercises of freedom deserve equal protection, simply because they're exercises of freedom.
Oh, what a fucking retard.
I believe that the freedoms worth defending are those that enable human beings to flourish.
Oh, God. Does he have that tattooed on his ass?
Probably. Well, he has FL.
He flourish my bunghole.
He has it tattooed on his dick. It's the most action he's gotten
Oh.
in
Oh,
decades.
he has FL on the left cheek and then URISH on the right cheek.
Yeah.
That's allow human beings to flourish. That strengthen rather than weaken the bonds of community. That build rather than destroy. The question isn't whether we have the right to do something. It's whether doing it makes us and our society better. That's the distinction between freedom and license, between liberty and selfishness.
No, this is such simplistic, stupid shit. There was a time that people thought keeping the races separate was what was good for society. They weren't doing it because they were like, this is going to fuck society all up. Even Fuentes' moronic shit, he's saying it because he thinks it's good for society. Who gets to decide that, dick?
Obviously this person, because
This guy,
they know what's best for society.
God, I hope he lives a long time or society's screwed without him.
Yeah. It's between rights worth defending and preferences worth questioning. It's a distinction we desperately need to recover if we want freedom to survive. Because a society that can't tell the difference between righteous liberty and destructive license won't have either for very long.
Isn't it funny how everyone on Medium seems to think that they just came up with all of this, just all of a sudden they came up with this genius idea to fix everything, and that everyone else has been totally blind to the obvious for the last 2,000 years?
Yeah, a little bit. The version of me that would have defended any exercise of freedom, simply because it was an exercise of freedom, was operating from a dangerous naivety about what makes freedom valuable. True freedom isn't the absence of all constraints. It's the presence of the right constraints, voluntarily accepted in service of worthy ends. That's the freedom worth fighting for. That's the freedom our society needs. And that's the freedom we're in danger of losing if we can't remember why it matters in the first place.
Again, his examples were big sodas and driving while texting. God forbid we lose that right to... See, the problem with this is he misunderstands what freedom is, and it's a problem with academics because they have nothing better to do than sit around with their thumb up their ass and think up stupid shit. Be like, I'm the smartest guy ever.
Well, freedom is the ability to flourish.
There's a difference between the freedom that the founders sought and anarchy. Nobody's running... Well, okay, I don't want to say nobody because the left does exist. Nobody's running around saying you get the freedom to rape a child. And anybody who defends it as that is a moron because you're not defending freedom. You're defending raping a child.
Well, I mean, anybody who defends that is a leftist. I mean,
Yeah.
This
Like,
writer is...
it might be part of Antifa.
This writer is an attorney.
Told you. Academic. He been through all the schooling, y'all.
He's in a... Okay, I do not want this guy representing me.
No.
I dropped out in 11th grade. I have my GED. And I will put my understanding of freedom up against his. What's his... Anthony, let's have a debate, you retard.
Yeah.
Let's
I mean,
Charlie
if you find him
Kirk
on
it up
Twitter
in
and
this
get that
bitch.
set up, I would definitely watch it.
Monkey, you and the intellectual fights with unarmed people.
I love their arrogance. I really do. You know what? Here's the problem with that article you just read. There's going to be tons of people who read it and go, "Oh, he's so right. He's helping me to flourish as a human being."
Yes.
And they'll never put the thought into it that we've just quipped about here. Like, dude, what you're arguing, you're not arguing about freedom. You're arguing about criminal behavior and how you want to change the freedom of speech itself into only if I say it's okay because I decided this is best for society.
All we need is to be able to look into the future and see if it had a good outcome, and then we'll know whether you should have the freedom to do it.
It's a perfect plan.
Yeah, we just do like Minority Report or something.
And the worst part is that this guy's good. He's definitely going to be one of those that's, you know, pushes consistently the end justifies the means kind of argument.
Mm-hmm.
And the key to that is you're always wrong. If you boil, even if you actually come up with a justifiable outcome, if your sole argument is the end justifies the means, you're wrong. Now, the means justifies the ends. You do things the right way, and you hope for the best outcome.
Hey, speaking of the ends, we should move on to the next game.
No. The ends don't justify the means, but they do justify the nices.
Elon Musk, worlds are...
All right. Well, with the end of the second article comes a second game, which is for the chat only Italians. And that is the caption contest. Where I show a photo of a political figure event and the chat has to come up with a caption for it. And whichever one we like best, I'll tweet out after the show. And this is a screenshot from no stream in particular of Antifa training to go up against ICE, I believe.
Oh, God.
And learning how to shove.
Oh, God.
I enjoyed that video almost as much as I enjoyed that guy getting punched in the face.
Just why do they insist on showing this to us? Aren't they embarrassed?
No, they honestly think they're learning something here.
Like they've done this before. They've had like, oh well, we have the training camp for Antifa for whatever reason, and then it shows them like slapping each other. just the dumbest shit possible. They're doing yoga poses. We're doing yoga to fight Donald Trump.
Yes. I think my favorite was the witches who were going to put a hex on him.
Which time?
Yeah, well, true.
Remember, if you do not obtain Form 5, you will not join in. Is that a reference? I don't know.
No.
Yes, do touch me there. Stop, you violated the law. It's been too long since I've seen a good draw. I don't know. Lesbian dating. That's not a bad one. Lower. Terry. I thought better of you.
I have to step away for just a second.
All right.
Don't touch my no-no square. You can't do that. I don't consent. And they both went home to their boyfriends. I know Shaq Fu. There's a deep
That is
cut.
an amazing game.
That's my purse. I don't know you. That's a good one. I can still see your moobies. Oh, we got another. That's my purse. Yeah. All right.
That's a reference to the weebs in chat.
Finally, second base. Oh, wait. Okay. Fight Club Retard Edition. You're the dude. No, you are. Relax. I'm not a 12-year child. But I'm a male feminist. Stop. Hold up. What's that sound? Everybody knows you're not going down. It's a little wordy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simon Cowell pushes away crazy fans. Two retards fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Pi May would be so proud of us.
No.
Is that another weeb thing? I don't know. It's great. Now I can practice on someone other than my sister. Wax on, wax off. Your chest is flourishing.
It's a shame. It's a shame I can't type in chat because I just thought of a great one. I'm
sorry about
bleeding, making me the victor.
Up, up, down, down, A, B, select, start. Nice 6. That is my no-no square. I grab a debut piece. Alright. The winner gets to lick my wife's dildo. Alright, I think I'll cut it off there, because we've got a bunch.
That was the first and last time he touched a woman.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like 6s. I don't know. Where are you going with, Jack?
I know you're not gonna like this, but I grab a de boobies. It's pretty funny.
Alright, Will.
I'm trying to find it again. Shoehorn of plenty. The that's my purse. I don't know you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd have to go with that over 6s.
I like bad dogs there. Relax, I'm not a 12-year-old child.
Alright, Terry, did you say yours?
I'm gonna go Shaq Fu. I'm a simple man. You mentioned Shaq Fu, I vote for you.
Alright, so
All you have to do to get Terry's vote is to name something that's really cheesy and archaic.
you didn't go for the Konami code?
Well, I mean, I thought Shaq Fu was more directly relevant to the picture because it's like Shaq Fu is a fighting game. This is a fight. It's more fitting.
Alright, so that's I think that's 2 for That's My Purse.
Okay.
So it looks like that one wins. So yeah, Shoehorn of Plenty wins.
Super Smash Cards. God damn it.
Oh man, that I wish I could find that video because that is just hilarious.
Okay.
I have that video if you'd like me to send it to you.
If
Yeah,
you'd
you can-
send it to me, I would love to watch this.
Yeah, you can link it in the chat if you want, so other people can watch it too. All right. I did not hit you. It's bullshit. I did not.
Oh. I don't have blue text here, so you guys just have to copy the link and throw it into your address bar.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You should.
I don't think it actually sent because I can't see.
Oh,
Yeah,
You should have.
drop it in the side. Say, drop it in the side chat to the call. I'll drop it in the.
Yeah. Are you in the stream chat, like the YouTube chat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think because it's got a link, he's not allowed to post it because he's not.
Oh nope! I've been placed in timeout. Darn it!
It's in
Well.
the side chat of
Yeah.
StreamYards.
Well, once the timeouts expire in a few minutes, then someone can just copy and paste it into.
Oh, Frosted's got it.
YouTube. There it is.
Don't do the crime if you can't do the time.
Yeah.
No, I think it's hilarious because I have behaved myself on that for how many years, and finally,
All right. And now for our next article. CFGS 45.
Yeah. Okay.
Trixie Minx helped me write. Apparently about politics.
There you go.
I wasn't aware that my kitty, Trixie Minx, knew anything about
God.
politics.
Will, do you have something to do with this?
Can neither confirm nor deny.
Well, you love cats, Monkey.
I do. I don't like women who put way too much thought into what their cats are doing.
What, do you have something against Trixie Minx?
No, Trixie Minx is a perfect little sweetheart. Her owner's a retard.
Is she on the cat council? Is Trixie Minx part of the cat collective?
In my fanfic, she is.
Okay.
Until I saw what I wasn't aware that my kitty, Trixie Minx, knew anything about politics. Until I saw what came of her prancing around on my computer in 2018, which I had left open and walked away from after staring too long at a blank screen with no hope of producing anything. And I'm not sure what that symbol is, but I'll just say it's an A. CFGS 45. Her typing looks like she was referencing 45. This was before he was 47. And I'm sure she's even less pleased with him now that she's a grown-up 7-year-old.
Of course, the cat was referring to Donald Trump.
Since she lives with me, she undoubtedly had heard me and my friends and family criticize the current occupant of the White House.
Stop pretending you have friends and family.
Her friends and family are other
She
cats.
has cats.
Yeah.
She has cats, and the cats don't want to claim her.
As we continue to do today. So perhaps she does share our attitudes and thoughts. She's also distrustful of someone who doesn't share their home, especially the White House with pets, especially cats. She finds such people offensive and incomprehensible.
I am willing to bet that she does not.
It may be she was trying to type, asshole 45, or possibly asshat 45. She obviously doesn't know how...
Jack, you've seen my cat type many times.
Yeah.
You have any thought that she's trying to communicate something specific?
I usually just get the feeling that, the fact that she types very briefly, only like 3 characters at a time. I don't know. The message is punctuated, is what I'm saying.
And why is it always Morse code for SOS? She obviously doesn't know how to spell. Or CFGS has a meaning only she understands. It's possible CFGS is an acronym. Maybe Minx was saying 45 is coming for gays. Or is coming for girls. Or coming for young girls. Probably
There's no
young
Y
girls.
in the acronym. Where did you get young from?
Well, young is in parentheses. Well, you think the cat doesn't know parentheses? It may stand for coming for girl socialists. Or gay socialists. But I'm pretty sure she at least tried to say he is coming for socialists. We should have listened to Trixie Minx then. Since cats are basically socialists, that is probably what she meant. She and our other...
Cats are dictators. I live with one.
yeah, cats are.
Well, yeah, socialist, dictator, makes sense. She and our other feline housemate share food, toys, a litter box, and even tongue baths. Don't call it.
Are you tongue bathing your socialist friends, lady?
It sounds like it.
$5 says she licks her cat.
Yeah.
I must have missed that chapter in the Communist Manifesto.
$5 says she grooms her cat's butt.
Probably.
Oh, well, that's because you didn't read the alternate version, the Communist Meow-nifesto.
Oh, yes.
She knows the importance of everyone taking care of each other. The two of them even take care of me by waking me up early to play and lying on my lap in the evenings so I can't go to the kitchen for more chocolate and wine.
It has absolutely nothing to do with keeping you from getting chocolate and wine. Well, the chocolate maybe, because if you're too fat to have a lap, they're going to care about that.
Yes.
Yeah, they're waking you up for food and then laying on your lap because they're comfortable. You fucking tard.
To be fair, if there's one thing socialists are good at, it's preventing people from eating.
Oh no, I think Monkey, you're just making a mistake. You're projecting from your own less intelligent cat that doesn't have the intelligence to post politically about the evils of Donald Trump.
My
Yeah.
cat will fuck that cat up.
I think she was upset.
I'd like to introduce Trixie Minx to Baby Panther. Baby Panther is very solidly in control.
You'll bitch slap the commie right out of that little cat.
Unfortunately, it's too late, but I would like to introduce Trixie Minx to Count Dankula's dog.
Oh, there you go.
Buddha.
And see if we can get Trixie Minx a free helicopter ride.
Yeah.
I think she was upset with 45 saying hateful, stupid things about the squad in Congress. CFGS could stand for Congressional Females Glory Squad.
Oh, God.
Glory Hole Squad. They were barmaids.
Or Congressional Females Generating Common Sense. Or Congressional...
Average Joe, I'm definitely in agreement. Becoming more convinced the cat is more intelligent than the writer.
Yeah.
Or Congressional Females Gaining Solidarity.
Yeah.
Congressional females gender swapped.
That's Minx, being young, female, and liberal, is very supportive of AOC, Omar, Tlaib, and Presley.
Of course.
She senses their concern for the people who elected them, and more so for all downtrodden people in the country.
See, I still hear about the first two, but the other two I've never heard. Like I've not heard of in like years.
Yeah, nobody has.
Cats are very much not liberal. They are absolute monarchs of the worst degree, and you do not have any liberties. They won't defend your liberties.
Yeah.
Well, cats are basically how communists see themselves after the revolution, where they're able to just lay around all day and like lick themselves and play and all that shit. And like them, she can take the high road by standing up to a bully, then calmly turning away to more important things, like making sure she and her friends are fed, brushed, and safe, all with her kitty dignity intact. She is now also impressed with Jasmine Crockett, who stands up to 47's minions in the House of Representatives. Like Jasmine and AOC, Trixie Minx's claws come out when necessary, and she is particularly good at...
Does she meow in a ghetto accent?
Yeah.
Meow, motherfucker.
Except I'm guessing that her claws aren't glued on.
Right?
Yeah.
Trixie got a weave.
Yeah. And she is particularly good at carrying on with her plans in the face of all odds. We are currently deep into 45/47 coming for us all. At least all of us who won't rub noses with him and lick his fur as sycophants. We should have listened to Trixie
I'm
Minx.
really beginning to worry that she actually licks people.
Well, what else is she supposed to do at a furry convention?
There's this channel that would do that would cover videos of like really stupid Kickstarter projects.
Oh,
and one of them was for a basically like this like tongue-shaped thing that you would like put in your mouth, and it had like knobs on it, so you could basically like pretend to be licking your cat. while you're brushing it.
Ew.
What?
I remember seeing that. That was fucking weird.
I would bet anything that this person has one. Alright, now that... Oh, wait, we should have listened to Trixie Minx in 2018. Now that Trixie Minx is a writer with her own chops, she can spell me at the computer and help write my political and social justice commentary. I'll still have to help. I'll still have I'll still have to help her with actual spelling, though.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
the problem is as soon as you start helping the cat with spelling, it stops making sense.
Yeah.
All right, one of the comments. I've long held that animals are not only our earth angels, but they are highly intelligent, intuitive, and spiritual beings. Clearly, Trixie Minx demonstrates an innate wisdom that significantly transcends the current White House occupants' pitiful attempts at basic coherence. Cats for greater solutions.
Yes.
She made it up. This isn't even a real story.
How do you know, Monkey?
Because I can look at my keyboard and imagine a cat standing on it, and there's no way ACFGS is what's hit. And then magically 45.
Yeah.
She made this entire thing up to own us, I guess.
I just like the idea of a cat sitting at a computer, pecking away at the keys.
I just imagine that she like really thinks this, and then she sees her cat like walk on the keyboard, and the screen says 1488.
Yes.
Oh no, Trixie! No!
She typed
1350.
okay. It's all over.
Throws the cat out the window.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, with the end of the third article comes the final game. And that is
Which is
Poor
the
No
best game,
Gender
and
Edition.
Moonshock's not here to contradict me.
Where I give you 3 genders, 2 of which are from the LGBTIA wiki, meaning they're 100% real, and 1 I made up. And you have to figure out which one is made up.
I always lose at this.
So does Jack.
I fucking
Hoffman.
hate this
Same
game.
Well, Monkey, just, take whatever decision you were gonna make and then go with someone who's better at it than you.
I tried that last time and I got it wrong.
Do the George Costanza thing. Just go with the opposite.
Yes.
Just have Phoebe walk on your keyboard and
I'm
see
just
what she
going
types.
B right now.
No, you
That's
can't
the
guess ahead of
method.
time. That's against the rules.
I have
All right.
freedom, sir.
But are you using it to flourish, Monkey?
Phoebe told me it's B. She stepped on my keyboard 8 years ago.
Okay.
All right. So, gender A, pirate booty gender. See no gender related to a pirate's booty or treasure.
Okay, I'm not reading it, so booty or treasures, B-O, like,
Booty.
all right.
All right.
Because that could still be the pirate ass or treasure.
It could be.
Well, according to the definition, it's treasure.
All right.
All right. Gender
I feel
B.
like booty would be more appropriate, though. Ass. Pirate
That's-
ass gender.
No, his name is Pirate Software.
Butt
Wouldn't that be a
pirate
butt
gender.
pirate? Yeah, there we go.
All right. Gender
Yes.
B. Blog postic. Xenogender, which feels a strong connection to making a blog post on Tumblr, DeviantArt, etc.
Why do you have to bring DeviantArt into this shit?
Okay.
All right. And gender C. Dangerous traffic conic.
Oh my god.
Xenogender related to a dangerous traffic cone or dangerous and a traffic cone at the same time.
Okay, Jack. You want to play the what was Frosted doing with his Godson game on this one?
Well, Terry generally plays the Godson game. I generally
Yeah.
try and think. I try and think broader. What is going through his mind at the time? I'm going to say B in this case because it is so inoffensive that I think it's like a double bluff of a sort.
All right, and I put a poll in the chat so they can get in on it and don't forget one of the options that they're all real. All right,
Because
so,
the other two are just
Excuse me.
fucking retarded. So
yeah, Monkey, there's a running meme on this channel that I use my godson for ideas on fake genders. Okay, so Will, what are you going?
Well, you do, and the kid's a genius.
He's my muse, okay?
your godson is going to. He's like the one. He's the chosen one for the weird autistic people who make up genders.
I'm actually gonna go with the Godson game on this one. I think he's discovered pirates. I'm gonna vote A. Although I can definitely see Jack's argument for B.
All right.
But I'm gonna go with A.
Okay, Terry?
Yeah, I think Uncle Frosted, I fell on my pirate toy. It's like, your pirate and your booty interacted, did they? Type, 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 type. Oh yeah, I'm going A.
On Monkey's not a moderator. Gotta fix that. Okay. All right. And Monkey, what are you going with?
I'm going with B. I already told you that. You don't listen.
But Monkey, which number are you going for?
I'm going
gotta
with
give
B
You gotta give a reasoning.
because I picked B.
Because Phoebe walked on his
Okay,
keyboard 8 years ago. He already told you.
Because Butt Pirate is too obvious for them not to have ever made one, and I forgot. And I forgot what C was, so I'm going with B.
Dangerous traffic coning.
Yeah, I'm still going with B.
All right. let's see.
Maybe the godson like had an accident and almost walked into traffic, but a traffic cone, a heroic traffic cone, saved his life.
Possibly.
Got
All
running into a traffic cone.
All right.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You bastard. All right. Chat's going all real, and A and C are tied for second. So I'll end that there. Okay. And let's see. The answer is A is fake.
I can't even cheat right.
Because there's a snack food that he eats called pirate booty. It's basically like
Oh, there you go.
puffs.
Oh, I actually had
You
a couple.
feed a
boxes of
child
those.
pirate booty? What are you, a lefty?
They're say if they're like the ones that I had, they're white cheddar cheese poofs.
Are those cheese puffs that look really expensive?
I don't know. I don't buy them.
KVDM says looking it up would show the answer. It would also ruin the game. So please, no, nobody do that.
Yeah. But of course he pronounces it pirate buoy.
Aw.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's gonna need speech therapy.
He's adorable. All right. But now let's look at the flags for the real ones. We have, there's Blog Postic.
Is it just the Tumblr logo?
It's dumber than that.
Hi, I love making blog posts so much. Lyra/Cosmo/Constellation.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
They actually have more than just cheese poofs. Apparently, they get a whole
Okay.
snack shop.
I mean, at least it's not stripes.
Or Shapes.
They blue screened.
Shapes are awesome. I don't know what you guys are complaining about.
Or burger rings.
I actually bought Burger Rings just today.
All right, and Dangerous Traffic Koenig didn't have a flag, so I was forced to make my own.
I like it.
Yeah. I figure, like...
You will donate to continue VLC player.
That's better than most of the real flags.
It is.
Yeah.
So I've got to
Uh,
say, the blog post one is just so bad it's hilarious.
Yeah. All right. But, of course, that's not all. Because we also have Porno Gender Edition Too Retarded for TV. Where I give you a gender that's too retarded for you guys to think I made it up, but also too retarded not to share.
And I agree with the Volt Potato in chat. You guys are just jealous of our superior snack food.
It's called Shapes. That's not a name.
They are in fact shapes.
You might as well
say
Everything is a shape.
They're shapes, and no
Harry-
one knows what the shape is.
Harry, they took away coon cheese. You can't claim superior snack food anymore.
Well, they did take away coon cheese. That is very sad. But
You might as well
we still
come
have
out.
shapes and Burger Rings.
Might as well come out with a new food called food.
And if it's delicious, I'll eat it.
All right.
New snack called snacks.
Yeah.
All right. And this week's gender is Aaron Burr Carrick.
Oh my god.
Oh God.
Gender which feels
What,
a strong.
so you're autistic and you're a historic autist?
Wait for it. Gender which feels a strong connection to the character Aaron Burr from the 2015 musical Hamilton.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you.
Not even the real Aaron Burr. Okay.
Fuck you.
So what's Aaron Burr from?
Hamilton. He's the guy who shot Hamilton. And
Okay.
killed
He,
him.
he wants to be in the room where it happens.
Oh,
And,
fuck you.
And there's the flag for it.
I expect nothing, and I'm still let down.
Oh,
And you know the funny thing? This isn't the only gender that's based off of a character from Hamilton.
I'm
Oh,
not
God.
shocked.
Really? You mean that weirdo lefties seem to like Hamilton? Shocker.
Alright. But now it's time for our final article. And we're going to get a little tinfoil hattie with this one.
Oh dear.
Alright. And I want you to entertain this for 2.5 seconds. What if Charlie Kirk isn't dead?
Oh, God. You're really pulling out all the stops tonight, aren't you?
It's not likely, but it's also not the most far-fetched thing you've ever heard either.
Yes, it is.
It definitely is.
I saw the video. The only way, say, from that video, the only way Charlie Kirk wouldn't be dead is if he wasn't the one on the stage that day.
Well, what if it's one like, you know how in movies they've got like those blood packs? You just hit a button and it just spurts the blood. Maybe it was all a setup.
No, it was most definitely him. I mean, you can't fake a head like that.
Yeah.
You pop you pop a squib on the neck like that, you're still gonna end up killing the person.
Occam's razor on this case/story would say single shooter, maybe others knew in advance. Single shooter will be prosecuted likely to the fullest extent of the law. No one will really talk about said single shooter within 10 days. There will be some changes in how young conservatives approach America. The divisions will continue. Right. Make shorter sentences. That is what I actually believe in this is the situation here. However, in the interest of can the government truly cover up a conspiracy for years? Kennedy and whatever else. Let's try this. Charlie was very close, as far as men who don't live in the same place, with Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, currently one to two or so as the FBI. While the FBI does not run the witness protection program, U.S. Marshals do that. It is absolutely not inconceivable that Charlie could be placed in witness protection, with Erica, the wife, and his children joining him periodically, in between her posting on Instagram and YouTube to fire up a base.
No, that absolutely would make it impossible, because witness protection, you have to cut off all that shit. You don't get to sometimes be a dad still.
Yeah.
They either go with you or it's done.
Also, I think they misspelled Erica's name.
They did.
They spell it with a C?
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go down a Twitter/Threads rabbit hole here. There are enough of those. But if you dig deep enough for even 8 to 10 minutes, there are lots of theories about blood packs and AI generated.
Well, there you go. I was on the right track.
To me, there are lots of theories about... To me, what destroys that theory is that 3,000 kids were at the event, and it would be pretty hard to coordinate a PSYOP/staged event and get 3,000 kids to all relatively tell the same story. Many rumors about him reaching his wit's end with Israel's influence in the Trump administration. I honestly am 44 years old, have tried for decades to understand all the angles of Israel-Palestine, and still do not. So I'll sit this particular one out, but it's out there.
Okay, so at 44, you're a moron.
No, I honestly am 44 years old.
Liar! You're 43! There are dozens of inconsistencies in how this shooter is being contextualized, including the events of the day. Notably, the two big ones are assembly and disassembly of the rifle, and what clothes were worn. The narratives are all over the map on those two topics. According to Utah Governor Spencer Cox, it appears that Mr. Robinson, the shooter, had the rifle disassembled around 8:10 a.m. when he cased the campus. That part is logical. But then it was assembled when he was walking stiffly, as the rifle was presumably in his pants. But then it's in his
Maybe he was just
backpack.
happy to see someone.
Yeah. But then it's in his backpack again. Disassembled? When he's climbing up to the parking garage. And then it's assembled to be fired. But there's a screwdriver on the roof, so it's disassembled, even though he clearly seems to throw it down from the corner of the roof. Some of all this is covered here. It gives a YouTube video.
If you're thinking that he took the shot and then broke it down before running away, you're a moron.
Will you toss me that YouTube video in DMs, Frosted, when you get a chance?
Sure.
Or you can toss it in the chat. I'll just grab it from there. I like watching retards from time to time.
It is fun.
All right,
Thank
I
you,
think
sir.
that's it. Okay. Yeah, I saw a video of like some guy demonstrating how he would have done it, and like going in, he has like the stock and the
Christ.
barrel. What?
It's Kyle Kalinske. Yeah. Fuck.
You got to do that on Monkey in the Morning. Like he has like the stock and the barrel like disassembled on the way in, like hidden under his shirt or pants or whatever. Then assembles it on the roof, and then on the way out he just like wraps it in a towel or whatever and like holds it close to his body so it's not very conspicuous. So it's pretty straightforward. All right, what would a faked death gain? In reality, not much. But consider... But
Points for honesty.
But consider these options. Consider these points. Kirk was famous and financially probably pretty set up. Turning Point had $55 million in revenue, I believe, in 2024. Obviously, that's an election year, so it's a bit higher. But if he even took $3 million off that, plus the 12 to 13 years before that, and it was invested, all good. In general hiding and government resources, you could live off that. Maybe he was tired of traveling around and debating. Maybe he wanted to just play with his kids on a ranch when they're flown in for the weekend. It's a great narrative element for liberal groups must be shut down. You have a conventionally attractive blonde widow who can post on Instagram and other places periodically to fire up a base and remind them of what they're currently fighting for.
I just love that part. Does that mean they were considering different people and they're like, man, his wife is just too ugly?
Yeah. If he was having issues with Israel and was scared about the long-term repercussions therein, well, this situation gets him out of that.
He's not a Gazan.
This was an emotionally resonant enough event that it would provide the proper psychological air cover to specifically target people who think a certain way and their ability to contribute to the public sphere. Add in the trans boyfriend, which isn't even fully confirmed, apparently, angle for another frothy talking point for the base.
It's confirmed. It's confirmed.
To be clear, I do believe he is dead, and there will be political, social, and potentially economic repercussions for another few months.
What's the point of the article then?
I do not personally think we will be talking about this in summer 2026. Something else will have happened by then. Or we'll be discussing midterms, blah blah blah. But I think Charlie will absolutely live on in conservative minds, and dozens of future Charlie Kirks will be born of this event. I believe all that, including his death. I'm just saying, it's not completely unfathomable that this was a staged event. Not likely, no, but not unfathomable.
I'm not into conspiracy theories, but have you thought about this conspiracy theory?
Yeah, pretty much.
Basically, I'm not saying it was aliens, but...
It was aliens.
Yeah. Hey, I do have a bottle of cold medicine for this author.
Yes.
I actually have a bottle of cold medicine for all of our authors tonight. It's part of your going away package.
All right. So yeah, there's a good chance that he wanted to retire, so he staged a very public death.
Very public and very brutal assassination.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In front of a 1,000+ person crowd, all with cell phones recording it.
Yeah,
including his wife and kids.
Yeah,
it was AI and also swearing 50,000 people to secrecy.
Yes, of course.
I'm sorry, honey. There's just no other way I could think of to retire. They must have brought in like Tom Savini or something to do the makeup and effects. God. But there you have it.
Well, you so back to the age-old. You don't want Stanley Kubrick to produce it because he would have really shocked Charlie.
Yeah. So he's probably dead, but there's a chance.
but maybe.
Yeah, you never know.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll have to ask Trixie Minx for the real truth.
I think so.
All right. Well, that's all I have for tonight, gentlemen. So I'll take a moment to shill my co-host and guest. Jack has Games with Terry on his channel Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern. And did you guys finish Blueprints?
We're probably not going to finish Blueprints. I'm going to do it until the novelty wears off and then stop because it's too thinky.
But also, it's not the like it's more of a long-term game. It's not like you play it for 10 hours to go through the story. This is you keep playing until you get to like the end of the gameplay, which could take, like 40, 50, 100 hours for all we know. It's like very different to the type of game that we usually play, which is point and click adventures.
All right, let's see. Will, anything you want to show?
I'm kind of all over the place. Minions a couple of nights, my own stream. Not gonna not giving Tyr a shout out. Rotten's talking to the void and movie reviews. Okay, the one shout out, the Never Watch Alone on Thursdays. That's a fun stream.
So he's a streamer.
Despite having Tyr.
So Moonshock, his doppelganger here is a stream whore, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. And I guess I'll show him the Moon too. He's got his Twitch linked in the description where he plays games that aren't as good as Super Seducer.
Yeah.
All right. And let's see, Terry is also on Games with Terry. And
It's astonishing, isn't it?
Yeah. He's on Mr. Adams Minions Nights and Mr. Adams streams and Hammer's Minions Nights.
Yes, correct.
All right. And anything you want to show, Monkey? Do you do anything on YouTube?
When I remember to. I'm around, guys.
All right. Well, why don't you put a link in chat for anyone who doesn't know you?
Ah, fuck, now I gotta go get my link. I don't have my link. I don't watch that shit that I do.
Yeah. I think 99% of people in chat already know where to find Monkey, so it's...
Hey, Monkey, I'm exactly the same way. If somebody wants a link to my channel, I gotta go look for it.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, no one wants a link to my channel, but sadly, there is now content on it, which I have disgraced the channel with.
It is YouTube / @Ranting Monkey. I know that because I remember doing it. Hey, okay, it's in chat, I think.
Cool.
All right. You're welcome for the subscriber bump you'll get from this.
I appreciate it. You're a good man.
All right. So let's see. We should be back next week at the usual time, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. So we'll see you guys then.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye, all.
Bye.
My penis itches.